Hello, good morning. It's Monday morning. Just want to let you know some information that's coming up soon. We're going to be holding a week of prayer and fasting on May the 10th, which is a Monday, to May the 14th, which is a Friday. So it's 5 days prayer and fasting, and every evening between 7 and to 7:15, so 10-15 minutes every evening, we're going to gather to pray together on Zoom. So it'll be the same Zoom that we would use for other Zoom prayers and various things like that. So it'd be great to see those. I'm going to explain a little bit why we're going to do it in a minute in this video, and then I'm going to put out another video on Wednesday and then another video on Friday explaining maybe practicalities of prayer and fasting, how you can get on board if you've never done it before, if you're a seasoned faster, maybe some new ways you can try, and we really want to, as a whole church, kind of get behind this. But why? What are we praying? What are we fasting? What are we going to be fasting for? What are we going to be praying for? And there's many reasons, there's many things we could be doing it for. But what we're going to be doing it for a church is for the administrative lead post. Some might say administrative lead, some might say operations manager. And we've talked about this a lot before, we've prayed about this a lot before. But we are standing in faith for God. I mean, we want to bring someone onto staff who can hold together all the different things that are going on. Now, let me just say this. Before lockdown, I remember being in a leadership meeting, and we talked about how we soon will be approaching the 200 weekly mark, which is every week we're interacting with 200 adults. So not including children or young people, but just on an adult frame. And we decide that we want to push that, we want to go further. Now, the old way of thinking might have been, okay, well, we need to get 300 or we need to get 400 to our Sunday morning event. And the answer is that's not it. That's not what we're saying. Because of what has gone on, and I think as a church, I think many of us have felt we've been doing this anyway, but as a church, I think we're becoming more flexible, more modular. There seems to be a lot more things that are happening now around us, whether it be people groups, charities, projects that we have set up, or the people that want to connect with us, or things that just we're a part of. There's lots of things that are going on now around us, and if we're not careful, all those little things that are going on around us can start making little holes where things would fall through. And I want to just give you this verse, and it's from Song of Songs 2:15, and it just says this: "Catch for us the foxes, those little foxes, before they ruin the vineyard of love. For the grapevines are blossoming." Now, the author of that obviously was using that analogy in a different context, but really that is what would happen in the time frame of where he was writing. Is they would grow a vineyard, and they would put this wall around the vineyard to stop pests getting in and destroying it. But little holes would appear in the stone walls, and little foxes could get in and destroy what was growing. Now, put that in our context. That is what we want. We want someone to catch for us the little foxes before they destroy things that is going on. So what does that mean very practically? Now, we put this out a long time ago, but obviously it's been a while since we've mentioned it. But that person would sit on the leadership team. They would answer to Ian. We're looking for a salary around the 21 to 23,000 mark. Annually, that's pro rata, and we're looking for like a 20-hour a week so it is part-time, but for us that is a big thing to pray for. That's a lot of money to pray for and contend for to God. I want to ask you two things. Now, first of all, this person would be looking after the admin team. They'll be keeping a hand on all the different projects, not running all those different things, but just making sure nothing falls through the gaps. So we're asking for two things. One, if that is you and you feel convicted that God has got that on your heart, then would you come forward? Would you get in contact? We want to chat to you. Secondly, for us as a church, we need to pray for finance. We don't have the money. And I personally believe this will be the number one sticking point to hinder us from pressing into what God has for us in the future, from us moving forwards and taking ground and moving on. With all the things that God has said over us as a church and all the things we want to do, this will be the number one sticking point. We will not be able to progress much further without it. So pray for that person to be convicted, and if you are that person, get in contact. and we need to be praying for finance. Now, obviously, we put together a big, job description, all the things that are involved in that, and I'm sure we can put that out again to the church in this time to be praying about. But we just want to say it again, we believe this is of God. We believe we've heard God on this. And would you stand with us and would you pray for us over that week? God bless, and we'll see you soon.